We say good morning and welcome to this another edition of the papers on Camdis television. We shall be revisiting what the papers, our colleagues from the printing press actually said this week. We have gathered some newspapers for you. I will not be alone in this program. I will be with Linus Otoko Trezor, and of course our consultant, the chief of our wing. They call him Ernest Akufo. But before the presentation, I would like us to have, of course, some of these papers after the jingle. Yes, we are starting with our review with which paper, Freddy Ngama. We are starting with what? Are we starting with Cameroon Tribune or the Guardian Post? We are starting with Repair. We are starting with Repair, and we can see what Repair is proposing to us with the picture of the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo. Talks of extrême nord, Gongo le pacificateur. And we can see dans cette région, en proie à l'insécurité créée par la secte Boko Haram, des inondations ayant récemment détruit plus de 56 000 maisons. And of course, we are being told that we take another newspaper after Le Repair, we take the Guardian Post. The Guardian Post, we can see, of course, almost the same information talking about Logan and Shari renews covenant with President Paul Biya after a fruitful encounter with Biya's envoy, Ferdinand Gongo. Logan and Shari renews covenant with Biya. And of course, we know that the men and women over there are supporting the President of the Republic, and we can see, of course, Ferdinand Gongo with traditional rulers and equally MPs of the Logon, and Shari saying that they are with President Paul Biya. And below the page of the Guardian Post, the editorial of the Guardian Post, 2025 presidentials, SDF should not partake in soya supper. That is what, of course, the Guardian Post is telling us. The Northwest region remains unquestionably the fief of the Social Democratic Front, the SDF, and arguably where the seed of democracy was implanted with its launching by the legendary John Frunze of blessed memory. Last week, it held its strategic regional convention in Bamenda, which was attended by divisional coordinators, National Executive Committee, NEC members, and of course National Advisory Council members, that is the NAC. And the advice that the Guardian Post in its editorial is giving is that the SDF should not go in for the presidential elections. Well, we take another paper, The Insider. The Insider talks of the 2025 Mount Cameroon Race of Hope. The event is tomorrow in Boya. And of course, the Chariot of God awaits the athletes. Boya, take another newspaper. We take, of course, Mutation. Talks equally of Lobom Jacques. And we see that some PhD students actually met with the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, the Chancellor of the Grand Chancellor. Equally, he is a traditional chief, the Prof. Jacques Famandongo of academic orders. He actually met with PhD holders who are seeking for employment, and we want to believe that good news is coming all the way from the Minister of Higher Education towards these doctors who are seeking for recruitment in state universities. Another newspaper, We take Réalité Plus. He talks of faux et mille fois faux. And of course, that Ferdinand Gongo was, of course, not attacked by anybody there in the far north region. That he was a special guest. The special over of President Paul Biya was well received over there in the far north region of Cameroon. That is what the quotidien Réalité Plus of Paul Ngwari Kinsey is telling us this morning. We take another news paper. We take La Voix des jeunes, MUNESUP, les docteurs en chômage en grève. And we can see, of course, this picture that La Voix des jeunes is presenting to us with these doctors who were actually in front of the building of the minister or the Ministry of Higher Education yesterday in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. And of course, these PhD doctors, of course, holders, we want to believe that the minister, as a newspaper said earlier, actually they will have a solution to their problem as to what concerns recruitment into state universities. Another paper? Cameroon Tribune comes back, the Cameroon Tribune of Marie-Claire Nana comes back to, of course, the situation in the far north region of Cameroon, les doléances de l'extrême nord, and we know that a special envoy of the President of the Republic, the Secretary, the Minister of State Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic, Ferdinand Gongo, was in the far north to actually look for a peaceful solution to the many problems that are facing the people of the far north, be it the floods, be it the situation of the Boko Haram attacks and so on. Well, there is peace. Government is trying its best, is doing its best to actually solve the situation over there in the far north region of Cameroon. After Cameroon Tribune, we take another paper. We take Le Jour of Aman Mana talks of visite du MinSanté. L'ordre des médecins dénonce la présence des caméras dans les hôpitaux. That is what, of course, the paper is saying, that l'ordre des médecins, that is, of course, doctors are denouncing the presence of cameras in hospitals, especially when the minister is visiting our hospitals. We used to have men and women of the media, and especially cameras in these hospitals. Doctors are actually denouncing this presence of cameras in our hospitals during these visits of the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manauda Malashi. We take another news paper. The Guardian Post talks of Cameroon ranked among world's most corrupt nations again. Doing his address again on the 31st of December 2024, the President of the Republic reiterated his wish to actually combat this phenomenon, and promising doom days to all those who of course will be found guilty for embezzling public funds. We know that some government ministers today are in Kondengi or New Bell because of embezzlement of public funds. We call it Operation Épervier. We call it Operation Sparrowhawk. Of course, we want to believe that the fight is still on. But for now, Cameroon is ranked among world's most corrupt countries, and it's quite a sad news despite all the efforts, be it ANIF, be it CONAC, be it of course the ministry, be it the ministry of Madame, who is doing a wonderful job, the Consupe, the state control, she's doing a wonderful job. Well, we take another newspaper after the Guardian Post. We take Info, a show. We can see Tony Obam and of course Kati Meba in that picture of Info, a show. Tony Obam, hier combattu, mais aujourd'hui soutenu. We know that, of course, Katim Meba, that is Cameroon, and that is why we say, Cameroon, c'est le Cameroon. Cameroon is Cameroon. It's true that yesterday, Katim Meba was actually criticizing Tony Obam, but today, both, of course, are together, the lady and the lady Kati Meba, and of course, Tony Obam, who was actually cited in the speech of the President of the Republic. It was on the 10th of February, of course, during the address of the head of state to the youth. President Biya told the youth to copy the example of Tony Obam. Another newspaper, Contentieux Emergence is telling us, Emergence, le quotidien Emergence is telling us of a contentieux, says la FECAFOOT charge Marc Brice chez Mwele Kombi. It's true that this saga, FECAFOOT and the coach, Marc Brice, is still very much alive, and FECAFOOT is accusing Marc Brice for not respecting the president of the National Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o Fils. Equally, one of the things that FECAFOOT is equally accusing Marc Brice is that Marc Brice is not respecting our national anthem, the national emblem, our emblems, and that, of course, Marc Brice has to resign, or again, he should be dismissed, simply dismissed by the Minister of Sports and Physical Education, the Prophet Nasser Mwele Kombi. It's true that during the address of President Biya to the youths on the 10th of February, he started with football, he started with the indomitable lions of Cameroon, and he called on all actors to have that spirit of oneness, that spirit of solidarity, that spirit of togetherness. He actually congratulated the staff for qualifying the indomitable lions for the AFCON in 2025 this year, to take place, of course, in Morocco. Well, after a quotidien Emergence, we take an info, a show with the picture of Dr. Blaise Musa, who has been appointed as the new, no, he has been elected rather as the new president of the Association of Leaders as to what concerns water in the continent. So Dr. Blaise Musa will have to lead this organization, and we want to say it's good news, c'est une victoire de la diplomatie. Une fois de plus camerounaise, la diplomatie impulsée par son excellence le président Paul Biya, le Dr. Blaise Musa. He is the general manager of Camwater, and of course that is good news coming all the way from Camwater. We say is with that we put an end to our press review. Those were the papers we selected for you today. As I told you, I am not alone. I'm with the son of our wing, the chief of our wing, a major consultant, a one-time fervent supporter, somebody who wanted to become Secretary General at the level of the National Football Federation. Believe me, he is a football fan, a supporter number one of the indomitable lions of Cameroon. It's true that when we talk of supporter number one, we are talking of the President of the Republic. But after the President of the Republic, believe me, is Ernest Akufo when it comes in supporting the indomitable lions of Cameroon. He is here with us. He is our chief. They call him Chief Ernest Akufo. We say good morning.
Good morning,
and welcome.
Good morning, Tabi Clarkson.
How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
We thank God.
I want to say good morning to
we thank God that today is equally Friday.
Yes, thank God today is Friday. Good morning to the millions of viewers of Camdis Television, the Republican television out there. And I want to say it's always been a pleasure being on this panel to talk on the topical issues of the Republic, especially with the rich tabloids out there who are talking about very important issues of the Republic.
Which papers caught your eyes?
Very many papers from Cameroon Tribune, The Guardian Post, Realite Plus, Mutation.
Let's begin with Cameroon Tribune, the Cameroon Tribune of Marie-Claire Nana. Can we have Cameroon Tribune which talks of les doléances de l'extrême nord?
Yes, you see, these people of the far north region, they had grievances. Grievances accruing from natural disaster, floods, and other issues plaguing them. And
attacks of Boko Haram too.
Attacks of Boko Haram, well, it's an old issue already with the Boko Haram, and thank God they are being mesmerized. But you see, the most recent one, which is the floods, a natural disaster, there was every reason for government officials, for the government to get to the field to see into the plight of the people, and that was just what Minister Atangaji and Minister of State Ferdinand Gongo went up north to do. And you see, this calls for an attention. The Department of Civil Protection at the Ministry of Territorial Administration has to sit up because you see, some of these floods may be preventable, provided that.
Is that possible?
I say can
we predict a natural disaster?
Well, if the natural disaster meets people in certain conditions, it will not be too catastrophic. But if it meets them in very deplorable conditions, it will be disastrous. So that department is supposed to sit up, not only sitting up to prevent disasters, Tabi, but you see, assisting the people timely when they are affected by disasters like floods or fire disasters. So it was a good move by the ministers. The Minister Atanganji and the Minister of State, Secretary General at the Presidency of the Republic. So that was a good move. So, yes.
The Guardian Post, you also mentioned.
Yes, the Guardian Post was talking about what was that again? Yes, talking about this issue of PhD holders.
The Guardian Post,
yes,
the PhD holders.
Yes, PhD holders. If my memory is not short there.
No, maybe Logan and Shari still.
And Shari
renews a covenant with Bia.
Yes, renewing covenant. Yes, to Bia. You see, elections are around the corner, and all of the moves you see now, which government officials make, are very calculated. They don't do anything for nothing. They do everything because they want to get something behind it. So, as the tabloids rightly say, the ministers went up there and they provided what they could give for the people to alleviate their poverty. Then the President of the Republic coming in again with a fabulous sum to help pay examination dues for the pupils and students in this affected area. That is a good move there. And you see, that magnanimous act is just as a result of the fact that elections are around the corner, and you must know how to woo the people. You see, electioneering is a process. You don't just get up on the eve of election and go doing campaigning, but this is the right moment.
And for our show, talking about Blaise Moussa.
Yes, Blaise Moussa is one of the
and for our show,
most prominent youths we have seen in this country this past while. Well, some people will say, but he's above 40. Yes, he's above 40, no doubt, but he's not 92 or 82 or 70 or 75. He's in his middle age. And what he's doing is already important because he has been going from appointments to appointments to appointments to appointments, then election into that prestigious position, which is very important. You see,
it's a diplomatic victory for
a very big victory.
A diplomatic victory for President Biya.
A very big victory in the fact that it just but shows how the youths are gradually being given responsibility. So I think he's serving like an icon for the youth to emulate what he is doing and then evolve within.
There's water in your neighborhood?
Yes, but the flow has not been regular these days because of the incident we had at Santa Barbara. Yeah, because that was one of the main catchments which distributed water in our neighborhoods. So when that incident happened, there has been interruption in water supply. Nonetheless, with Pipes, the Pipes project has provided potable water to Yaoundé, although not all the areas in Yaoundé, but we just pray that water spreads to the whole of Yaoundé. And one thing I appreciate about the Pipes thing is the quality of the water.
Yeah.
Yes, it's potable. because formerly
Good quality water as
yes,
this one?
yes. It's well, it mustn't have smell, it mustn't have color, it must be clean, it must be free from odor and all the like. What Cam Water is serving the people now, I can bear with you that the quality is superb. Yeah.
How about La Voix des Jeunes? Talking about PhD holders.
Yes,
on
PhD
strike.
holders.
Can we have La Voix des Jeunes?
Tabi Clarkson, it is rather paradoxical that we see these young gentlemen and women who have burnt the night candle, and they are unable to get access to gainful employment. Yes, because Tabi Clarkson, do you know what it takes to be a doctor in the university? Or have a doctorate degree? It takes too much time, especially in a country like our own, because you go from the 7 years in the primary, 7 or 6 years, you have the 5 years in the secondary, you have the 2 years in the high school, you have the 3 years undergraduate at the university, you have maybe 1 or 2 years for the master's degree, and then maybe 3, 4, 5 years to obtain a doctorate degree. And then when you must have spent all of that time, I want to compare that with the military, who goes on training. He has a 6-month training, he has his uniform, just because he's defending national territory. They are fine, they have all the privileges. So these guys, they have the right to every reason to reivindicate, but provided
they used to say that a doctor should not ask for job.
I'm coming, Tabi
A
Clarkson.
doctor should provide jobs.
Yes, I say provided they went through school and not school going through them. Yes, because I don't want to already pass judgment on them, but I want to think that, as you rightly said, that if really you merit that appellation of a doctor, I think you should rather create employment rather than seek to have employment, because along the line, from undergraduate to the master's degree to the doctorate degree, you have undergone some training as to how to give solutions to problems, and not creating problems or wanting some other person to give you a solution to the problems. So I want to think that the Minister of State, Chancellor of Academic Honors, others will give them a listening ear and see into it that their plight is alleviated. You see, and then the undertones which were involved in the recruitment process. Yes, because I personally had to meet some of them who confided in me about the undertones in the recruitment process. You see, in a Jacobin republic, everything can happen at any time.
What is a Jacobin republic?
Well, that's a republic where there is a survival of the fittest.
For the fittest.
Yes, survival of the fittest. You see, everybody, you survive because you are fit. If you are not fit, you don't survive. You don't survive. So that is just it. And then Tabi, there was this other newspaper that was talking about Mount Cameroon Race of Hope.
Yeah, the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope, the insider. Can we have the insider?
Yeah, the insider with my friend who is there.
The insider with the mountain race, the chariots of gods are with the athletes.
Yes.
Everything is set in Boya.
Tabi,
the event is tomorrow.
Tabi, do you know why I'm happy?
No.
Because amongst the 600 athletes in Boya, there are 34 from Awing. 34 athletes from Awing.
Wonderful.
So when I leave here straight away, I'll be moving to Boya, because I must give them that push. And before they left the village, all the blessings of the people of Awing were on this young guy. 34 of them. And I just pray tomorrow by around 2 p.m. when they say the winner of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope, the 30th edition, is from Awing. It will be a great shout. Wow, hoorah! At long last, Awing is there again. So,
Awing has ever seen somebody winning?
No, but I want to say Mount Lefort, because we have one of the highest mountains in the northwest region. Mount Lefort, which is in Awing, has been officially approved as a test mountain for the mountain race. So that is one of the things which the Awin people have gotten during a meeting which was held in Boya, a technical meeting held in Boya yesterday. So Mount Lefo has been officially retained as one of the training grounds, a test ground for people to qualify as for Mount Cameroon. So I'm just wishing the 34 athletes which are from Awing. I want to say, and today is Mother Tongue Day. Can I say something to them? The Mother Tongue.
Yes, yeah, say something.
Mang chat and kang wing pa po yena. I'm a boya. I'm a corner and corner one. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna picture them put in Tom to Warner. No for a la tap and la what been booing fam what number perna. Ngan zang partner yen la. Titi what Titi what booing kachila so atilek langa ga.
Thank you, Mr. Akubo.
Well, can I give a transcription?
Yes.
Yes, just saying that we're giving them the push. Yes, we are all
the blessings,
the blessings for them
of their wing people, for them to perform brilliantly. We have just been joined by Linus Otoko Trésor. Linus, we say good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Clarkson Tabi. Good morning to your millions of televiewers and followers on the Facebook and YouTube channel of CamDis. And thank you for welcoming me on board after a brief stay away.
We just had the insider. A word on that. They say everything is set for tomorrow in Boya. Unless we have to conquer the chariot of God, that is the Mount Cameroon race of hope. Can we have the insider again, please? Yeah.
It is just to say kudos to the athletes who have braved the odds. We quite remember some times ago, these same competitions had issues of security. We quite remember. We hope that this time around everything has been cleared off. Everything is set. It is just on us. Just watch. And then appreciate how far.
Because we are being told
arrangements have been made.
Yeah, because we are being told, Linus Otoko, that entertainment and security is guaranteed in Boya.
Let's just watch. We cannot comment on entertainment and guarantee unless we watch the event till it ends without any security failure.
Yeah, can we also have Cameroon Tribune with Les Doléances de l'Extrême Nord?
I wanted to comment on a newspaper this morning, that is Mutation.
We don't have it. We did not have Mutation.
The main headline
is what?
Is this PhD doctor?
It's true that we have of course La Voix des Jeunes.
Okay.
La Voix des Jeunes. Can we have La Voix des Jeunes talking about Minusub, les docteurs au chômage en grève? Yes, Linus Otoko.
I will not side with the comment of
La Voix des Jeunes
of our consultant Aku for NS this morning. He said, in our Jacobin Republic, I put it in quotes, it is survival of the fittest. No. In the wee hours of a dying regime, it is survival of the richest. I weigh my words. If these doctors, each of these doctors who were not recruited, had a financial security or a heavy godfather as backup, they would have been recruited. Just like those who were taken in Eboloa. I don't want to count names.
So it's a matter of godfathers?
It's a matter of godfathers. It's a matter of survival of the richest. This is what our country,
envelopes,
our republic has become.
More place for merit?
No more place for merit. Let's say it out clear. There's no more place for merit. Some of us, we work in ministries and we know what happens. The meritants have been pushed aside. And it's those people who are empty-headed who sit and who give orders. The meritant will simply execute and they will praise. I don't want to use the extreme word here. They will praise the idiots for doing a good job. We know what it is. We know what it is. Merit shall return.
So what should these doctors do then?
These doctors, they only have to complain the way they are. Because when I read their complaint and I compared with the note the Secretary General at the Prime Minister's office took, it is day and night. He took a note for the recruitment of 150. There are more than 250. So we are telling them from the word go that some of you will still remain crying. Yes. Can we talk of a republic of merit? I'm sorry. Very sorry.
Let's take this another news. Yeah, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I want to add to what Lionel is saying. Well, he just amplified what I was saying because when you talk of merit, survival of the fittest at times, when you don't have the money, you don't survive. Yes, you
It's
must
the
have.
rich- it's
Yes,
survival of the richest,
Yes, you
not
must
the
have
fittest.
a fat wallet in order to survive.
That is just it.
I said before you came that some of these candidates, I met them personally. They confided in me. I don't want to pronounce the amount which people paid to get recruited.
We know the game.
Yes, people paid fabulous sums of money to get recruited in this exercise. I don't want to pronounce it. Tabi, this goes to the topic where the Guardian Post was talking about Cameroon #1 again in corruption.
In corruption.
The corruption perception.
Can we have the
index.
Guardian Post where there is corruption?
Yes, corruption
Cameroon
perception.
amongst the best country in terms of corruption, the Guardian Post. Yes, Ernest Akufo.
So it is not a novelty. It's a déjà vu. We've been there first, second.
So people pay to be recruited instead.
Not just deja vu. It is worse than. I'll take an index, a universal index for all countries in developing world that we are. Do you know that Cameroon has been suspended and almost dismissed from extractive industries? Transparency initiative.
Yes.
And we have done nothing to go back into that program. Why? We have many things to hide. And if you have things to hide, at least back envelopes go behind us.
Yes.
And we know the game.
Yes.
So how to fight this corruption line also, Toko?
The first thing to fight corruption, I said it here in one of our programs. Let's put everyone at the same level.
Level playing ground.
In terms of pay package, let's put everyone at the same level. When everyone is at the same level, you will not want an additional envelope. It is true. The gap between the rich and the poor is very big. And the more the gap, the more the rich will take crumbs from his table and corrupt the poor. That is how it works. Whereas if all of us are at the same level, what will you give me? I'll take you an example.
Is it possible for all of us to be at the same level?
Yes.
It is not, when he's saying, it's not like we put it on a scale. That's not what he's saying. If I'm married to be paid 500,000, if he marries to be paid 1 million, give me the 500,000, give him his 1 million. I'll be satisfied, he'll be satisfied.
Once we are satisfied,
yes,
you cannot look
it
for
demands
something
satisfaction
more.
and not putting everybody on the scale. No. Yes.
I'll take you a practical example, something that happened in Germany not up to 5 years ago. All of us know that the police is corrupt, right? The German police decided to review the pay package of all policemen. And as they are well paid, they did not publish it. So when you come to them, they do their work. There is one of our citizens outside here who got missing. So he went to the policeman and asked his street. The policeman told him, okay, hook up in the police car, let me take you home. The policeman took him home and he made a mistake of giving a tip to the policeman. He was arrested on the spot and detained. Why? Do you think the policeman did not want money? Their pay package has put them at less. And so you bringing him, you become the criminal. Their job is to do what they did and they just did it. So why can't we apply it here? And we can apply it here because when you go to the fabulous amounts SNH is dishing out behind doors there to people, it can.
The National Hydrocarbon
Yes,
Yeah, for corrupt practices.
For corrupt practices. It can.
There is money there.
It is enough to pay the state civil servant the wage he needs. When you go to Sonara, you look at the fabulous amounts they dish out behind doors in corrupt practices. It can be enough to pay everyone and have everyone satisfied. Let's stop this game. Somebody made an analysis of the funds that were embezzled in the COVID scandal. Do you know that when you divide it by the payroll of state civil servants in Cameroon, it gives 16 years salary increase of 40%? Did you know that?
16 years.
16 years.
Civil servants.
Salary
Of civil
increase
servants.
of civil servants
For 16 years.
by 40%. All that money that was embezzled. Let's be serious at times.
Okay,
Let's
let's
be serious.
take this another paper. Emergence. Quotidien Emergence is talking about Mark Brice, where they're talking about Feka Foot and Mark Brice. Feka Foot wants Mark Brice to be put to order, or again even to be dismissed by the sports minister. What is your take on that? One of the reasons is that Mark Brice is not respecting our national anthem, that Mark Brice is not equally respecting the president of the National Football Federation, Samuel Eto'o.
We talked of it here. when Mark Brice was recruited. I quite remember that I was one of the panelists who announced you the worst days to come with Mark Brice in Cameroon. Did I say so?
Yeah,
I said it
you
did.
did.
Once we start telling people, we are still in that context of survival of the richest. Once we start telling people we take out, that when you come into Cameroon, I am your godfather who brought you here, nobody can shout at you.
Excellent.
It is the beginning of trouble. Some people would think that we are back to neo-colonialism. Lies. His boss is somewhere at the Unity Palace. We don't want to cite Oko's here.
The boss of who?
The boss of Mark Brice. Every time he wants to see it, you have pictures on the web. We know it. We know it. Even the minister is a little...
But normally the boss of Mark Brice should be the president of
Even the minister is a little stooge before him. What can the minister tell him that the president of the federation, who is supposed to pay his salary, can tell him? No, let's be serious here. Laws are well written in Cameroon. Our coffers are full of laws. If we could...
Who pays the coach? Is it the federation or the government?
The contract of the coach from the history of the Cameroon Football Federation comes from the federation. The federation is the moderator of that contract between him and the state.
But the state pays the coach.
Yes.
The state pays the coach.
Yeah.
But who is responsible of your contract?
Is the
Who
federation.
is responsible of, as we call it, your feuille de route?
Yeah, road map.
Yeah, your roadmap. Once you are out of the roadmap, who blows the red alarm? It's the federation.
The federation.
So if you start by looking down on them because your godfather is elsewhere, what will the minister tell you?
We have less than...
the minister will just tell you, I have not understood, but what can he do? Nothing.
Freddy Engama, we have less than 10 minutes to conclude. We shall be back to discuss about clandestine immigration after the jingle. Clandestine immigration, many Cameroonians are going out. It's true that some are going out clandestinely, others are actually being killed during this process. And as Akufo, the other day we saw a young guy at the level of the Simalen airport where he wanted to take the plane, but he was under and he actually fell and he died on the spot. What is happening? Despite the efforts, the call of the President of the Republic that we should not be going because we want to go. It's true that things are difficult, at least, but there is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow, Ernest Akufo.
Tabi Clarkson, the worrying problem is why do young Cameroonians want to go out at all cost and at all the cost? There is, when you look at the corruption perception index, those are some of the things which happen. My brother, he said it is not survival of the fittest, but survival of the pocket. When your pocket is there.
Yeah.
So some of them who don't have the godfathers, they are forced to quit, and they want to go at all cost and at all the cost. Immigration is an age-old practice, and I want to say the remittances which these guys, after some time, they send back here, they come to enrich this country. So it were a great opportunity, as the head of state did say, they should not only be going. It's an opportunity for the government to make things better for the youths, because the youths because they have no hope anymore. Permit me say that. Because when you are living, you must hope. But when your hope is reduced,
but when there is life, there is hope.
When your hope is then, do you then hope against hope?
When there is life, there is hope.
When there is life,
as I'm hoping that ICT will come here for advert, there is hope. Because I'm living.
Rest assured, ICT will be coming to Camdi's television for adverts. So, but we shouldn't be hoping against hope, because at times we think that tomorrow will be better. We keep waiting for Godot. We keep waiting for Godot. How many tomorrows? I think the president has been nursing, has been yearning, and giving the youths hope. Do we keep hoping against hope? I don't think so. Immigration, yes, good. A necessary evil, especially illegal immigration.
Yeah, that's what we are talking about.
Illegal immigration is very, very risky.
That's why we talk of clandestine immigration.
When you see what President Trump is doing in America now, deporting
yeah,
these
deportation,
guys.
yeah.
It seems it is all the more frustrating because imagine that you went there, then you were sleeping on the corridors, under the cars, you were hiding there, and then suddenly they take you to the airport and say you get back to the 237 continent. How do you feel, Tabi Clarkson? You feel frustrated? You think the world has come to an end? It's very frustrating.
What is your take on that? How to stop this phenomenon of clandestine immigration, Linus Otoko?
In order to tackle the solutions to illegal immigration, we need to tackle the causes. When you go to the internet and make research, you realize that, I don't want to say 100% of those who go on illegal immigration leave our developing countries. And even in that perception index, those who leave from Cameroon are almost the highest majority. Why? There is a problem, the sociological problem of identification in the youth. They are not all people who migrate. No. They are the youths. There is a problem of identification. There is a problem of laissez-faire. We had, I quite remember during the 10th February, the head of state in his speech talks of programs, youth insertion programs. The support program for rural and urban youths ended in a scandal of embezzlement.
You cannot even think about
the
that
support
again.
program to youths, the PRC, ended in a scandal. The COVID gate ended in a scandal.
AFCON.
The construction of stadia for AFCON ended in a scandal. The construction of the autoroute, the highway, we are still in a scandal.
We are talking immigration. How to stop it?
Yes, I'm just giving you elements. I'm justifying the fact that youths have a problem of identification. When all this happens, and these are funds that could help the youths to start on their own auto-employment, you will see a hairdresser selling her capital to go boza, because that's a new word.
But Linus Otoko, those who are going, for example, to Canada, there are teachers who are already working. They have a salary. They abandon their salaries and prefer to go to Canada, to the US, which is not normal.
Tabi Clarkson and televiewers, I will shock you. I will not condemn them. There is a problem of pay package. Did I say that few minutes ago? Yes. When you give a teacher here, who is category A2, the highest category
in Cameroon.
For your information, a NAM does not graduate civil servants category A2. There is nobody. If you know one, tell me it is lies. I have the organigram of a NAM. Nobody graduates that category. You take somebody the highest category, 350,000, and you begin to control him like a child. He did not teach yesterday. He is absent today. For your information, in Canada, they are paid per quotas. That is every 7 days. The salary of a teacher, secondary school teacher in Canada, is 1.8 million.
Talk to your man.
Is 1.8 million CFA francs per week. That is
1.8 million.
That is why you see them building here. They will use the first quarter of their salary, that's the first 2 weeks, in order to pay bills there.
1.8 million.
Yes. The rest
per week.
they will use and reinvest here. That is why you see them going.
So are you encouraging them to go?
Nobody goes to Canada, for your information. Nobody goes to Canada on credit. It's at least a 4 million to open the file. So you imagine these Cameroonian teachers will go to banks, sign credits, and then they fly off. Nobody does it on a loss.
But is that normal to?
It is
to
not
borrow from the Cameroonian government?
It is not normal. Yes.
It is.
And you go out?
It is not normal. Yes. But let me tell you where the problem started. Before you take a stone and shoot at your brother, look at your face on a mirror.
30 more seconds. We are concluding.
These people brought their children here for the 25,000 recruitments. And when the children saw that the salary were low, they are the first people who started using state matricle to go back. So we are just following them.
How to stop this migration?
Illegal immigration can be stopped when there are practical programs of insertion of the youths. If I have my hairdresser salon and I know that the state, through the Ministry of Employment and Vocational Training, supports me to the tune of, I would use any figure, even if it's just a 200,000 per year, and comes over to see what I have bought as equipment, how far I'm going. Do you think I'll go? I will not.
And Sakufo, we are concluding. 30 seconds as we go.
Well, I think immigration, as I did say, it's a two-way traffic. But I think it's a brain drain.
They always say
too.
there are push and pull factors.
Yes, it's brain drain too. So it's high time the officials, Cameroon authorities, they look into the fact that the youth gainfully employed, because when you look at like the doctors who were marching in front of the Ministry of Higher Education, because they're not gainfully employed, most of them are recruited in the private schools around, and they give them 50,000 francs. Does that
and they are not even regularly paid.
The 50,000 is not regular.
Yes,
what do you expect when he or she finds a way to go to Canada? Off gone.
And these are people who have given their all,
yes,
for higher education.
For higher education.
Because to be a doctor is at least 7 years.
Yes.
At least
to be
after your A-level, is 7
years
without failing. What of those who failed on the way? It took some even 10 years, and then after 10 years they still say you, well, thank you very much, we are sorry, we have nothing to give you. Is that even normal?
So Tabi, I think this being an electoral year, the government, for sure, they will do something for those doctors. Yes, I'm very sure, because last year,
and our own Dr. Cho Waters is amongst them.
Yeah, he was
point of correction. Not for all.
Not for all.
I still remind you that the Prime Minister said some. That note is 150. There are more than 200. So there are still people who.
Of course. Our own Dr. Cho is among them.
Dr. Cho is amongst them. I just want to say, my dear brother, take heart. And you see, the approach I'd wanted to use, I told him off mic.
Time is over.
Yeah, I told him off mic. Please don't get that. Don't go to that approach. take the diplomatic approach, and things will get free.
Well, it's on this note of hope. Hope that Dr. Cho Waters and the others will be employed or will be recruited into our state universities. That we are putting an end to this another edition of the papers. The papers on Camdis Television is on Fridays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Take another appointment with me tomorrow, 6 p.m. with the Republican debate. But right ahead, of course, we shall have our program. They call it Auto Route de Camdis. Till then, we say keep on watching programs of Camdis Television. May the Almighty God continue to bless the Republic.